What's happening, sports fans? How are you doing? I am Kendrick, the sports guy. Good Thursday to you. Hope you're having a good start or almost into your week. We are talking ESPN's on-air personality, Stephen A.Smith. He made a recent appearance on a show, and he made a bold statement. We're going to talk about that here in just a second. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Again, ESPN Stephen A. Smith, we all know him. He is one of the most recognizable faces on the sports landscape. Can't deny that. Well, he made a recent appearance on Outkick the show with Clay Travis, and they were talking about numerous things. And he says that he vows to become the highest paid personality on ESPN. And that's what he told Clay Travis. He says, he has his own production company, his own YouTube channel, obviously his podcast, the Stephen A. Smith Show. He has all that stuff going, and he's making, his own money from that. And the list goes on and on. And this is what Stephen A. says, but he says, I'm not doing all that to be in second place. This is what he told Clay Travis. So he's saying he wants to get paid. He wants to be the highest paid person on ESPN Network. Now, I did go look up who are the highest paid on-air personalities at this moment. Number one is Troy Aikman. He signed that 5-year, $90 million deal to come over from Fox, as well as Joe Buck, who's number two at 5 years, $75 million. Pat McAfee, who is the newest member of ESPN on-air personalities. He signed a 5-year, $85 million deal, which is roughly $17 million. He's number three, and Stephen A. is right behind those guys with $12 million a year, $8 million in salary from ESPN, plus a $4 million production deal. So he wants to overtake Troy Aikman to be the highest paid employee on ESPN. And he put this out there, and he says that he doesn't do this to come in second. He wants to be number one when it comes to getting that bread. I think this is Stephen A. calling out ESPN management, and I did read where his contract expires next year. So is this him starting negotiations early? We're going to see what happens. At the end of the day, Stephen A. is a brand now. Do I look at him as a sports journalist? Me personally, I don't. I think he's an entertainer slash personality who just happens to talk about sports. His podcast, if you ever check it out, I'm subscribed to it. He talks about numerous topics: pop culture, politics, sports as well. But he talks about a whole lot of other things. So he is not just a sports journalist, and I wouldn't even call him a journalist anymore. I think he's just an opinionist that's very loud and boisterous. And but people tune in to watch. He says he's been number one. He's going to stay number one. And since he got on First Take when he was with his former partner Skip Bayless, they were number one and have been for 10 plus years since he's been on the show. Another part of this is if he does decide to leave ESPN, if they don't come to an agreement to make him the highest paid employee there, ESPN is sitting kind of pretty, because guess who's there? Shannon Sharpe, who, by the way, Stephen A. recruited to come be his co-host after Shannon left Undisputed. So, again, he says Stephen A. wants to be the highest paid ESPN employee and let the games begin. There's one thing I will say, that you may not like Stephen A. He may get on your nerves. He may be too in your face. A lot of times he does a lot of yelling, a lot of hype. But the one thing about it, Jay-Z, I believe, had a song that says, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. And the numbers don't lie. First Take has been, they've been number one for a minute. And they have widened that lead since Shannon Sharpe has come on. Stephen A., he gets eyeballs. Regardless of how you feel about him, you probably don't like him. You can only take him in small doses. He pulls in numbers. He pulls in ratings. And at the end of the day, the television game is about ratings. You can say what you want. It's about the numbers. Who's tuning in? So will he get this money he's seeking? Will he be number one? I don't know. We'll see. But I'd like to know you all thoughts on Stephen A. saying that he wants to get paid. He wants to be the highest paid on-air personality at ESPN. Make sure you drop a comment, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. I am Kendrick, the sports guy. We will see you on the other side, and on the next report. I am out. Peace.